All right, so as I went out to prepare for van life, I probably over-prepared in a few areas. Some of these are just differences that we have in our lifestyles. Some of it is things we think we're going to need, but our lifestyle does significantly change when we get inside the van. And so I'm going to bring up each of these, and these may apply to you, they may not. The point of this is to stop and say, what is it that I think I'm going to need? What is the probability I'm really going to need it? And is it worth trying to go without it? And what is maybe the expense of going without it and needing to buy it later if I think I might? And so I identified a few different things that I brought along that just turns out I didn't need. First, I cook a lot and do a lot of preparation stuff, and so I brought in a lot of extra food storage containers. It turned out most of them stayed empty the whole time, or I was able to cram a few small items in there to try and save up some space, but in reality, all these extra storage containers took up way too much space. I do still have some storage containers, but I actually purchased the lunch meat you can buy at Walmart and other stores that actually come in containers you can use for quite a while before they break and throw away. And so if I need another container, I just go out and get some more lunch meat, have little containers, and those actually fit more square in the refrigerator. Now, some of these started out with being able to store some good items. These ones in particular are really good containers, but I end up not needing them. And so what I'm doing is I'm just going to go ahead and leave these back in storage. I could probably, like this one could just probably be thrown away. But the other ones are actually good, hardy equipment. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave these here in storage. Probably put them, actually, they'll fit nicely on my new rack over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those up there. And that way I will have them later when I move back. The next thing, and again, I like to cook, and so I used to do a lot of work with crock pots. So I actually have this small crock pot that I kept. I love to use this thing for making baked beans and things. Now this runs on 50 watts on low and 100 watts on high. So in a sunny day in a desert, I probably can use this. But if I'm at a sunny day in a desert, I want to invest in a small collapsible solar oven. So I'm going to leave this guy behind. I haven't touched it in 6 months I've been on the road. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my amazing crock pot here so that I have it back for later on. If I do need that slow cooking, solar ovens will work well even in the wintertime if you get good sun. So that is actually something I'm going to leave behind. The next thing I'm going to leave behind is the bicycle. Yeah, the bike's over here. Helmet's easy to pick up. I'm not a huge bike rider. If you are a huge bike rider, you definitely need to bring your bike. The big advantage of keeping the bike with me is if there's a breakdown or something, I have a little bit of a vehicle of some form or another. I weighed that out against the fact of how big, bulky, and difficult it is to store in the van, and I said I'm just going to leave it here. Now, some people suggested getting a folding bike. Those are like over $1,000, and I just can't justify paying that for, I might break down maybe down the road. Who knows? I mean, if I'm in that bad a shape, I will have several weeks of food and rely on telecommunications or hiking down to finding a major road or something. I'm not all that concerned. So, and it's for me, I'm not a huge biker. I've actually only taken the bike out 3 times in the whole 6 months. And I really, if I find a bike trail, I actually usually prefer walking them rather than riding them. I'm not good enough to do solid, amazing mountain biking that some of you guys love to do and risk your life doing. So I just like the flat stuff, and I'm just not a big flat biker unless I'm biking out with a friend or something. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave the bike here. I'm not gonna use it much, and I would love to utilize that extra space for other things in the van. Now, the last thing that I over-prepared on, and maybe this is just post-traumatic pandemic disorder, I actually brought this much extra toilet paper with me, which is like 12 mega rolls of Charmin. And so this is like pure gold, so I'm not throwing it away. Oh no, this is pure gold. It's gonna stay right here in my storage shed when I need it. The reality is I left 6 months ago with that whole bag taking up this much room in the back. I can literally put a whole bin of other useful stuff back there with how much it's taken up. Additionally, I had 4 rolls of toilet paper in my bucket, and I've only used 3/4 of a single roll. So, and toilet paper is not exactly hard to come across right this moment. And if it looks like it's going to be hard, I can make a swing back and grab another couple rolls. We're going to go ahead and leave that here. So there's probably some other things, if I think about, that I probably need to get or leave behind or whatever else. The reality is, though, that we're going to over-prepare sometimes. We're going to under-prepare sometimes. So now I'm actually shifting some things around, and I'm getting ready to put everything back here in storage and drive on away for a while. Now I am going to come back here to storage in a month or two. I grabbed a few things that I keep with me while I'm visiting friends up in State College, so I'm going to be there for a little while, and I brought the items that I need to do that. And then before I leave town again, heading west, I'm just going to come back and put those items back in storage as well. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up right here. Thanks for coming along to the channel. Subscribe if you've not already done so. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you a little bit further down the road.